Hello everyone, welcome to Helix Cloud Games. My name is Richie and this is CloudQuest, a cloud gaming show where we take a step off the critical path and take a deep dive into one particular topic. This week we're talking about, are gaming TVs now going to be a more common thing, including gaming monitors? And joining me in this quest is none other than Mr. Chris.
Hello everybody, hope you're all good out there.
But before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't already, hit that bell icon for notifications when all of our great shows go live, such as the Sounds of Stadia podcast every single Monday on YouTube and podcast services, where you can get the breakdown of the Stadia news. Every single Tuesday, we follow that up with the PlayStation news and Talking the PS, also on YouTube and podcast services, our live streams every single Thursday, and our Let's Plays and all the other things that we decide to do for you. So Chris, would you buy a PC monitor that you could play all of your games on natively?
Yes. If I was in the market for a gaming monitor and it also allowed me to play cloud gaming natively without hooking up to a computer, it just kind of becomes a device unto itself, right?
Yeah, I mean, you almost can. The dream's almost there. Sony, get your act together. Nintendo, get your act together, because everyone else is.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, this is not just going to be us talking about Samsung, but the Samsung Odyssey G7 and G6 have just been revealed by Samsung. And they have the Samsung Gaming Hub, which we've talked about before on Sounds of Stadia, probably even on CloudQuest, built into them natively. And just to clarify, these are not TVs. These are PC monitors that you can play games on. Yeah, decent spec game PC monitors. I haven't actually read many reviews yet, but I mean the decent spec PC monitors that you can literally attach a controller to, and then just game.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've actually had my eyes on a G9 for a while, but those things aren't cheap. Because you know me, I've got my dual setup here. I've got two Samsung monitors, two curved Samsung monitors, and they create a nice bit of curvature around me, and they weren't too expensive, I would say, but they're not gaming monitors. They're just your standard monitors. And yeah, the G9 one is just a nice, sexy, long curve model. But these ones have come out, of course, now, and yeah, they have the Samsung Gaming Hub built in, which it's still fairly new, the Gaming Hub. It obviously only launched on 2020 models of TV. Samsung have announced that they're going to go back and support certain models of 2021. I don't think they're going to go any further back than that, because the reality is they want to push the new tech and the new purchases ahead. But the fact that it's on TVs and now gaming monitors, it's putting cloud gaming in more places than ever before, more outlets and avenues than ever before. And yes, it was showcased at Gamescom this past week, or last week, I guess, at the time of this going live on free feeds. And it was showcased on the tech floor. I've seen IGN covering it and a couple of other tech websites, basically showing that, yeah, these monitors, beep, you just press a button, there's the Gaming Hub, there's Xbox Cloud Gaming, there's Stadia, there's Utomic, there's Luna, just on the screens, on the TVs, on the monitors, without anything else, just the internet powering them. And this could be huge. This has huge ramifications and potential for just getting cloud gaming, I think, out there into the ether and in public spaces.
Yeah, I mean, we have talked about it on TVs for a while. It's Samsung clearly, they believe in cloud gaming. They believe cloud gaming is the future. And the thing with Gaming Hub, it's almost as like them going, this is why you need to buy out. You need to go Samsung rather than another vendor, because you get the Gaming Hub, so you can get GeForce now, you can get Stadia, you can get Utomic, you can get Xbox Cloud Gaming, etc., etc., just natively on this monitor. So I think it's just a great addition. There's loads of applications I can think for it. It's imagine if you're back at university and you don't want to lug a lot of stuff around, but you want to get gaming. You can just take the monitor and you're good.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me with Samsung is, let's face it, they have the money and the technology and the brand to have potentially gone in on cloud gaming themselves. There was definitely conversations that happened a few years back when they said, right, gaming, huge industry. They know that through their mobile phone division and all the other tablets and stuff that they do. Should we do cloud gaming? And obviously they probably don't have the internal infrastructure. They don't have the cloud network infrastructure that Azure, AWS, and Google have.
Yeah, they'd have to piggyback off someone else.
Yeah, exactly. They'd have to make a partnership. So I think they've actually done the kind of the next best thing for them, which is position themselves as a home for all cloud gaming. And if they can do that early, I believe they have the kind of brand to alleviate that. And you've seen at Gamescom in particular, they're partnering with Xbox. And we've said time and time again on this show and many of our other shows how Xbox has that legacy and that brand that really helps amplify Game Pass and cloud gaming, because they have the games. They have where people are looking just without the Xbox hardware. And this partnership is fantastic. And then all it's really doing is bringing more eyes to the other cloud gaming platforms. Stadia and Luna and GeForce Now will benefit from being on the same platform as Xbox Cloud Gaming, just not front and center, maybe.
Let's assume that you're not someone who's invested in cloud gaming, so you're not listening to Sounds of Stadia, you're not listening to Talking the PS, you're not listening to CloudQuest. When you get your TV, you got this gaming hub thing. You decide to click on it because brand new TV, you're clicking on everything. It's what people do when you get new tech. If you're a sane person, you want to see what all this stuff does. You come across this gaming hub, and there's the Xbox logo. Like, you might be looking at GeForce Now. Okay, I've heard of Nvidia. They do something to do with PCs. Stadia, isn't that the thing that flopped from Google? Utomic, what on earth's that? Like, Boosteroid, don't know what that is. Like, there's just stuff there. Then you see Xbox and go, oh, I know Xbox. I'm familiar with that. You click on it and go, oh, here's your list of games. It's like, well, I can just jump into this. If I've got Game Pass, which I do, so that's you get Game Pass. Like, or it's like, oh yeah, do you want to get 3 months free? 3 months for £1. It's like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll jump in. It's only £1. It'll cost me £1. I'll give it a go. I was like, what? I'm playing Halo. Like, where's the box? Like
yeah. It really is. And when you look at the stuff Phil Spencer said this past week, where he's came out and he's been interviewed, it's kind of regarding the Activision Blizzard buyout, but he obviously gets hit with questions every time he goes out and talks about this kind of stuff. And one of the ones that he was doubling down on, leaning into, is this kind of ecosystem of games. He wants gaming at Xbox to be centered around the player, not centered around a console or a particular platform. And that's great for those who are out there worried about Call of Duty potentially going exclusive or whatnot, and thinking it's only going to be locked on Xbox. But there's a great graphic that's out there, which is you'll be able to find it's basically you are the center of gaming, and it's a big circle. It's like an ecosystem circle. It's got play on PC, customize your experience. It's got the Xbox Series S on one side, says next gen performance at an affordable price. Then it's got Game Pass at the bottom, play over 100 games, and then on the left side it's got Series X, the most powerful, fastest console ever built. And then on the top left it's got Play Anywhere with cloud gaming on mobile, and it goes in this like virtuous cycle, continues round. And it's just that thing where you know what Xbox is, but you might not have the funds to get it. However, sat in your living room is a television. And as you said, Richie, if on that television is the big green logo of Xbox and you go, click this, £1, $1 for Halo Infinite, Flight Simulator, Minecraft Dungeons, whatever you want to play, and then it just works. Yeah. And you think to yourself, well, I don't need an Xbox now. And then you realise you can play it on your phone as well. And all of a sudden you're in that ecosystem without having to pay £200, £300, £400.
Well, that's it.
It's a power move. It's a big move.
It is. And I think it's great for the other services, for GeForce Now, for Stadia, for Utomic, for Boosteroid, for Blacknut, all the other myriad of cloud gaming services out there. Mm-hmm. But I think Xbox, because of their legacy and because Xbox is ubiquitous with gaming for people, you ask someone who's not into gaming about Xbox, if they've heard of Xboxes, yes. You ask them Stadia, they'll probably say no. Mm-hmm. That has been my personal experience. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I can see this being absolutely huge. Again, and people, as we talked about last week when we covered Netflix, the subscription model people have just come to accept now. So it's like, I just pay, I get £1 for the first 3 months, and it's like, I don't know, what is it, $10.99 or something for Xbox Cloud Gaming Ultimate? It's like, but I get all these games, and wait, didn't that game just come out? And it's there. Yeah. It's It's their fault.
Day one.
Like,
well, how many things at Gamescom last week were revealed that are like coming to game? They added like another 10 games that are coming to Game Pass day one. So if you have this TV, you've seen that trailer, you've seen that advert or the social feed or whatever the marketing push is for that very week, and then you boot up your TV and on the Samsung Gaming Hub, it has a promotion trailer or an advert for said game, and you can just play it on your TV now for $1 with Game Pass. It's absolutely, and again, we should always stress, Richie, on these podcasts, we are not historically Xbox fans. I've never owned an Xbox. I've dabbled in PC Game Pass about a year ago. That's it. I have a PS5, a Nintendo Switch, and a PC. And yet I'm here, it seems like every single week, singing the praises of Microsoft's marketing strategy, their approach to cloud gaming. Yeah. And it's just, you can't really fault them for what they're doing. It's obviously costing them a lot of money, giving their AAA games away day one for £1 rather than 70. Yeah. But if it's about subscription growth and long-term winning the market share, they're not doing a bad job.
And the thing for me is, this move by Samsung by adding, like we've talked before about Gaming Hub, but now they're adding it to PC monitors instead of just living room TVs. I'm thinking of little Timmy up in his bedroom now. Parents don't want to buy him a new TV; they just buy him a monitor, which is a genuine. If all he does is game on it, and even then you can stick a Chromecast in it or something for other things. Like, I think it normalizes cloud gaming.
It really does, because again, TVs everyone has a TV practically in their living room, in their bedroom, whatever. Like when our parents were kids, like that wasn't a thing. Like my mum and dad still don't have a TV in their bedroom.
I don't, but
I always have. But that's But I mean, when you lived at home, as I say, when you lived at home with your parents, you had one there, and I'm sure most people do. And I see loads of like gaming setups of like parents who've got their kids, and they have like the little under the bed thing with the little PC screen, their PlayStation, whatever on the side. And you're right, it totally normalizes it where. If Samsung are doing it, we should also include, like, obviously LG have committed to it as well. Hisense have committed to Stadia in particular being on it. But the rest of them are going to follow suit because, let's face it, Richie, 4K is kind of still the buzzword they use. 8K is a thing they're talking about. But, again, they need to sell these TVs. There needs to be a marketing term. And I think gaming is going to be the next marketing thing they're going to push.
I think it's already there because I think you're getting diminishing returns with the whole resolution thing. Like, a 4K monitor for most people is just not necessary. That's why 2K seems to be the preferred resolution in the PC space, because the difference between 4K and 2K at that size screen isn't that noticeable compared to the amount of power and the amount of powerful hardware you need to drive it.
Yeah.
It's like I think we've already hit in PC monitors, I think we've already hit that point of diminishing returns. TVs are typically bigger, so bigger resolutions. I still think there's a bit of headroom, but 8K is ridiculous, to be fair. Like, you've got 4K TV on your wall. Do you look at that and go, watching like something that is actually in 4K and go, that could be better? No,
not in a million years. And again, it's that the human eye can only see so much fidelity before, like, you're at eye fidelity. You can't get past it. But again, I think the biggest thing in the world that we're looking at with televisions embracing it is just, it has to come down to cost. And the reality is, if you can get AAA gaming for $1 a month bundled in with the TV that you're buying, then it's an absolute bargain. And let's face it, Xbox, these TVs are going to be sold with 12 months Game Pass subscriptions. I can see it already. The little corner sticker on the television box includes 12-month Game Pass. So whatever Xbox's lineup is for 2023, if you're in the market for a smart TV, boom, you've got all your Disney Pluses, all your Netflix built in, of course. But you know what? If you've got a controller, whatever controller, these TVs support the PS5 DualSense as well. So even, obviously not that you would have one if you're in the market for a gaming TV. But it's
you
just
could buy one.
You could if you wanted.
If you don't like the offset sticks from Xbox, if you prefer the PlayStation style sticks, you can use your DualSense to play on Xbox Cloud Gaming.
Hell, you could get a Stadia controller as well.
You can.
But I just think barriers to entry, we've said since the very beginning of our channel, is that cloud gaming reduces the barrier to entry. And now that barrier to entry is being expanded onto devices that most homes have, which is a television. And I think it's just such a smart move. And like you said, it's the gravitas that Microsoft bring with it. It all of a sudden becomes what's Utomic? What's this? Why is there a Twitch icon on my home screen? To, oh shit, Xbox is there. And then in turn, by all tides raise all boats kind of metaphor, is there's Amazon Luna. Let's check that out. Oh, it's more gaming, but it's on a little channel pass. Oh, there's Stadia. Oh, but I can buy the games. I don't have to be subscribed. And they might have titles that Xbox don't have, kind of thing as well. And like I said, it just follows suit with that one. But Samsung obviously fully embracing it. It's terrific to see. And I think it's just early steps. It might seem weird that they're not going back to their older models, but when we look back in 5 years, that's half a decade of TV tech.
I think one of them you have to kind of be kind of reasonable about it, because the problem is, again, I do find it weird that you get new TVs out every year as if it's like this thing that people do regularly change, like a phone. But like I've had my same TV for almost probably getting on to 10 years now. I mean, I do want to upgrade it, but that's because it's still only a 1080p, and I've got a lot of 4K devices attached to it nowadays. But I think people do typically keep TVs for a long period of time.
So they should.
I actually used to think, when smart TVs first started coming out, I thought they were utterly pointless, because the UIs on them were absolutely garbage.
Yeah.
They were sluggish as hell. Like most
90%
90% of the stuff was fluff. They still don't get updates. Let's be fair. If you got an older TV, you probably got to stop getting. My TV stopped getting updates probably a year after I bought it, because that's just how quickly the industry moves. But it's like, it's like, why do I need all these smart features when literally my Chromecast that I spent £30 on is better than all of the smart features in? But now we're getting to a point with smart TVs. Now we got like actually putting decent processors and actually advertising what processors going in there. So it's not just the cheapest bargain basement thing that can just chuck in there.
Yeah,
they are looking at that customer experience. We're adding gaming into the mix. At a time when the price of gaming has just gone up. We've just seen Sony put the prices up on PlayStation, on the hardware.
Unprecedented move. I've never seen in my lifetime technology go up 2 years after launch. Like the PlayStation 5 is nearly 2 years old, and it's just gone up by £30. Gone up, not came down.
I assume we'll be talking about this on them talking the PS, so I don't want to go in too much.
Go back and watch Tuesday's episode of Talking the PS, or Tuesday's episode whenever you're listening to this. But yeah, you're right. And again, we talk about barrier to entry. If you were thinking the market for a PS5, and then you also wanted a new TV to go with it, you're spending upwards of well over £1,000.
Yeah.
Or you could just get a TV, get a Game Pass subscription, or get a Stadia subscription, or a Luna subscription if you live in the States, and then boom, it's just there in your living room with your TV, which is fantastic. And the great thing with cloud gaming is you're not limited to just the TV. You can take that gameplay saved in the cloud, go finish it off in your bedroom on a tablet, or go finish it on your phone as well with a Razer Kishi or something. And the doors and the kind of the strings that used to keep you attached to a box are not there. And Microsoft know that, Amazon know that, Google know that. I'm sure the others do. It's those wheels in motion that are going to take time and investment. And yeah, in 10 years' time, Richie, every TV, just like it's got Netflix now, every TV is going to have some kind of gaming input hub.
Well, I've been saying since we started Sounds of Stadia as a channel that I believe Microsoft might see the current Xbox Series X and S. I don't think they hadn't been formally announced at that point. They were just rumoured. I think that they would see these boxes as potentially the last physical box they sell. I don't know if it's going to pan out that way. Maybe there's one more after it. But I think that would be it. Because Microsoft are playing hard now at getting you onto Game Pass. They've already got rid of the Series S away from... does the Series S have a disc drive? I don't think it does.
No, it doesn't, no.
No, so there's digital only there. That is now, they're able to do that. And that was just accepted, when in the past that would have been a massive controversy issue.
Well, they still have the X to kind of fill that gap at least. So.
They have, but yeah, and now they're pushing cloud gaming as well. This is turning into Microsoft.
I know, yeah, it usually does. They also just reported massive profits on their PC division as well, like actual 4 times growth or something, I believe it was. For obviously, pandemic helped, but at the same time, it's like they're seeing more people embrace PC gaming than ever before. And I think that's just down to the accessibility of games and stuff now, and PC components and that. And
GeForce Now. Yeah. GeForce Now is effectively PC gaming through the cloud. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's one of the things we've always said about Stadia. You could take that. You could push GeForce Now harder in the PC gaming space, but
yeah,
well, like I think companies are seeing like a future where people aren't tied to this box under the TV. So gaming TVs, gaming monitors are going to be the future. I think again as hardware gets more expensive year on year, as things get harder to go. Even PC gaming, I think, will start shifting more to like things like GeForce Now, as people can get their hands on more expensive graphics cards and the price keeps inflating. Well, I know we're seeing them like coming out of the chip crisis at the moment. Graphics cards are expensive, man.
Well, there's rumours there's the next tier of 3090, I think, is going to be announced.
The 40 series, so. 40 series are getting rumoured at the moment. Well, I don't think we're that far off seeing like the 4060, 4070. Yeah. And it's like...
3090, is that the one that's already
out?
But
with the speed that the technology is improving, and it is leaps and bounds between like the 10 series, the 20 series, and the 30 series for NVIDIA cards. Do people have enough money? Do people going to have any spare income to keep up with that? Even if you're hardcore PC gamer, like you might have to be a point where you're going, you know what? I've got a 2070, and I don't have a 2070. Hypothetically, I've got a 2070 in my PC. That'll cover me for a lot of stuff, but the newer stuff, I'm just going to have to play through GeForce Now, and I could see a lot of people going that way. And then, I'm getting a new monitor. Well, I can just play natively in this, and like power wise, it's cheaper because I'm not powering my PC. I can just play straight through the monitor.
With the monitor, yeah. There's so many things, and it's all about like the strategic partnerships as well. And it's interesting how we saw Stadia spoke about and Luna spoke about, and then now they've kind of made these partnerships with Microsoft, because I've seen in the industries that I work in is that kind of cross-pollination back and forth. If you go in to take out a phone contract in the UK right now, quite often with a Samsung phone, you'll get 12 months Game Pass included. And I actually got my Razer Kishi off the back of a promotion last year, when if you picked up a Samsung smartphone, you got a Razer Kishi and Game Pass included. So that's obviously Samsung and Xbox partnership working the other way, but it gets people to think about cloud gaming because now it's part of their phone contract discussion as well. And actually this past week, one of our friends just got a Series S on was it from O2? Did you get it through? Was it like £20 a month on interest free, just as a promotion through there? And again, you get Game Pass. You can play it on the cloud, on the device, and it's the landscape of the games industry is shifting. And I guess the big question is: are these gaming TVs eventually going to make the box underneath that would traditionally sit underneath the TV even more so?
Well, I got my PS5 through my phone contract with EE. It was interest-free, paid as part of my phone contract over a year. In the future, that'll just be, okay, here's your subscription to Game Pass, here's your subscription to Stadia Pro. Here's your subscription to GeForce Now 2080, the top tier, whatever they're calling it at the moment. That could be just the way it goes forward. And I do think the trick is with these, it is all about, for me, these strategic partnerships, but normalizing cloud gaming. There'll still be a lot of people hard fixed to the box under the TV. The same way there's some people who won't consider anything other than PC gaming to be gaming. And some people who think of anything other than playing on Xbox or PlayStation, like look at PC and go, that's not gaming. Or the way we've sometimes fallen into the trap of looking at mobile games as maybe a bit lesser when it is that kind of prejudice. There is that prejudice for cloud gaming, but the more people do it, does little Timmy care about the box and his TV? He just wants to play the games his friends are playing.
Yeah, well, Minecraft and that is available on your TV now, Timmy. Yeah, but we said it a lot last week when we were talking about Netflix cloud gaming, and that the generations that are coming through, so the kids today, they're going to be growing up in a world where all of these games are available on the TV in the living room. They don't need to go ask mum and dad for an Xbox this Christmas or a PlayStation this Christmas because the TV just does it. And then if the crappy TV they have in the bedroom, they want to do it, mum and dad just go out and buy a Chromecast stick or a different TV, or they might go get them whatever this ethereal Xbox stick that's rumored to be is. But yeah, it's one of those futures that I think we grew up with technology and how it's evolved and changed. But yeah, the kids of today who are going to be the future consumers of this tech in 5 more years when Samsung Gaming Hub's like on its 5th year and it's got all the bells and whistles and they're totally practiced at it, it's going to be great.
Yeah, I think people our age, we have this emotional attachment to the box under the TV because this is the box that we go to in our free time to enjoy ourselves. So it gives us the hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of joy. So we have that emotional attachment where, as I said, little Timmy, he doesn't have that yet. When we were little Timmy, if I wanted to play a game with you, I literally had to go to your house to play. And then then later on, we had to have the same box under our TV to play. Now with things like crossplay going through, even for things like Ubisoft Connect, where you can just Ubisoft don't give a damn where you play, just play their games and they're happy. We don't even need to be having the same box. We don't even need the box to play together.
Magic.
Yeah.
Who knew? I mean, yeah, you don't have to lug it around or anything like that. It's just there with a login, ease of access.
It all started with the humble link cable.
Back in the day.
That's what I never thought I'd bring up in the CloudQuest, the link cable for the Game Boy.
Definitely not. But yeah, as we see more companies embrace it, as we said, like two of my LG TVs have Stadia just built in. I actually played this last week when I did Saints Row. Did the first look on the channel, available now. Go check it out. When I continued to play in my own time on the night, it's the first time in a while, because usually I do all my gaming here at the desk, like you do for the most part. I actually sat down on the couch over there, booted it up on the LG TV, booted the Stadia app up, so I didn't do it through the Chromecast, which I traditionally would do. Played it, linked my controller back up to it, my Founders Edition controller, and yeah, it ran fine. And again, I'm just an example of someone who, I've got a multitude of devices in the house I could play these cloud gaming things on, but I have my favourites. I've got my comfy spot. When you want to be in the mood to just lounge on the couch, you go over there. And it's just seamless. When I've got my Razer Kishi and I'm chilling out in a different room, I could use my phone. And I'm, again, ingrained in these different multiple ecos. I can't do that on my PS5. However, yeah, if you're little Timmy out there today and you get in from school and your sister's watching the TV, mum and dad are in the kitchen doing whatever, you can just go upstairs, start your game there, and then when everyone clears out the living room, it's your turn. You're in there. Dad comes in, he wants the TV back. You bounce back out, and it's all seamless, Richie. No unplugging it all from the wall and saving it and restarting it and hooking it up somewhere else and dragging it around your friends. It's just log in and the games are there.
Yeah.
What a future, eh?
The one thing we need to see more is from Sony. But I was just thinking about Sony make TVs. They could have a PlayStation Plus app built into the TV easily. Mm-hmm. They could give it pride of place. I know like a lot of now OSs on TVs now actually have adverts. You could literally advertise your own games.
Yeah, well, the good thing I like about the Samsung Gaming Hub is that it rotates like frequently played and newly promoted ones. What I do hope, though, is on the main screen is that as time goes by, Xbox, I mean, it probably comes down to financial, right? Like, who gets front and center stage? So on all the Game Hub promotion at the moment, it's got Game Pass, sponsored, top left, recently played, Halo, Flight Simulator, Dungeons, apps and devices, Xbox, then Luna, then GeForce Now, then Stadia. Then underneath, popular games, they're all Xbox games. I do hope there's some kind of algorithm that keeps it fair, or they might just monetize this Samsung and go, look, whoever pays us the most money gets front and center retail space on our desktops. Then I'd hate to think Stadia is one of the front runners and then gets somehow shafted down to 7th place because the rest of them are willing to fork out more dough to be front and center. Like, you need to get that market share.
The cynic in me thinks that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. But this is where Google could dig deep. In our stores, like if you go into a PC World Currys in the UK, you see a Google stand which has all of the Nest gear, all of the camera, the Nest hubs and the speakers and stuff. No Stadia obviously in there for some reason, but all the Chromecasts are there. So they pay for floor space. So what I don't want to do is see all of these hundreds of TVs lined up, all feature gaming, and see Xbox everywhere. Like, they need to dig deep and say, no, we want Stadia's logo. We want to see Stadia running on a certain percentage of TVs in your stores out there. And that again comes back to marketing and budget and stuff. So that one ain't on us.
Nope. But that's all we have time for this week. If you like the show, hit that like button. Let us know what you'd like to topic-wise there.
What you liked the topic.
That just fell apart. But that's all we have time for you this week. If you've liked the video, hit that like button and consider becoming a member for as little as 99p, where you can get early access to the very show and talking to the PS. If you've got an idea for a topic you want us to discuss, let us know in the comments of this video or in our Discord server. Thank you very much for watching. My name's been Richie.
I've been Chris, liking this topic.
Quest completed.